Barbers, we back at it with another phase of fellowship.
Yeah.
We got my dog Tony Banks. We got Radio Shop Podcast with the owner, the iconic E. We got Ray, my supply guy.
Energy.
What do you say? How do you say? I'm just glad to see another day. I go by the name of Terror the Barber, and this is Razor Sharp Podcast. Today we have one of the coldest out of Douglasville, making a name for himself with over 10,000 followers. This man content is like no other. He don't just drop gems, but he also drop funny videos and trending things that's going on in the industry that need to be paid attention to. That's a real big topic in the game. And he is a bar battle competitor. I was able to see this man at work, live and direct at the Talia YJ Natural Hair Show. Blame was on point, fire. I mean, blurry, baby. And I think you specialize in stars, because I don't never see nobody stars as sharp as yours, my boy. Them be symmetric, lines be even. I'm like, damn, that boy be slicing. So we got Chris Cole, 23, in the building on this live today. What's good, my brother?
What's going on with you, man? Just checking in with you. It was good. Hey, that event was fun though. I like that. I didn't get a chance to win, but it was pretty cool though. I liked it. It was fun, to be involved with everybody, see the different skill sets of different barbers,
Was that your first time competing?
No, actually, no. I never lost. That was the first time I lost.
Okay. How many battles have you been in?
Probably about 6. Different I don't even remember the name of it. It's been a while since that was the first one I did in a while. The girl that I was with, she asked me to help her out. So I'm like, yeah.
You didn't even know her?
No, I know her. She used to work in my salon. I own a salon SOS in Douglasville.
Okay.
So she used to work in my salon. So she just called me out the blue, like, hey, can you be there next week? I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So let's start with how did you get into barbering?
When I was little, I think I might have been about 6 or 7. I had a cousin that was a barber.
Okay.
And he left some clippers at the house, and I just started trying to line myself up, just like, typical.
Most of us.
Then when I became a teenager, I got good, and I was cutting everybody in my mom's basement. Then I went to school after that, and that's how I got into it,
Okay, what barber school did you go to?
I went to Beauty Schools of America in Miami.
Oh, okay. So you're from Florida?
Yeah, no, I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois. I just I lived in Florida for about a year, and that's why I went to barber school there.
Okay. So how long you been in Georgia?
I've been in Georgia about 13 years now.
Okay. And how long you been cutting? Because you said that you was cutting from a young age, but how long you been cutting hair?
Professionally, about 14 years.
Okay, so you're a vet.
13, 14. I'm really a vet in the game.
You're a vet. I mean, once you hit 10, which a lot of times it's hard to hit 5. So when you hit 10, and now you plus that, then we definitely salute you and call you a vet. So we give you a salute right here on Radio Shop Podcast.
For real. Yeah, no, for real.
What was the first pair of clippers? Because you said that your cousin left the clippers in the crib, but what was those clippers?
And it's the T outline.
Okay.
Yeah, with the cord, the old school ones.
It got to be the quarter ones talk about back in the day.
With the short button on it, you turn.
Yep, that joint always kept the short in it. They had the one that was the short one, and then they had the one that had the little flicker on it. But that one, they talk the original joints.
The one you got to change the cord on.
All the time, bro. But they got cordless now. You know what I'm saying? So how was your experience when it came to barber school, and how many hours did you have to complete?
Damn, I don't even remember. How many hours did I have to complete? So I actually didn't complete barber school.
Okay.
I finished on an apprentice program inside the barber shop. So I think I completed like 600. I was young then. I completed like 600-700. I think you need like 900 to graduate. So then I moved to Georgia, with my family. I was young. I ain't had no money back then. So I did like 1,800 hours in Georgia on the apprentice program, when it passed my test and, did all that. But yeah, the actual school, when I was going to Beauty Schools of America, I had the best teachers, man. Like I was already kind of talented, but they just turned me up. Like they just gave me some skills I still use to this day. That was almost 15 years ago, you know.
That's amazing.
It was Mr. Thomas and it was a lady, I can't even remember her name, Mr. Vincent. Man, I was blessed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Thomas, he sat me down one day. He said, we was on a break, like a lunch break. He said, hey, come here. Come here real quick. We can't went to go say this because I want to talk to you. And he came to me, he was like, man, you got some real talent here, but look, this is the thing though. Hey, you gonna cut to eat or you gonna cut for fun?
Mm.
I'm like, yeah, you know, I was young. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But it didn't make sense to me till later, you
Yep.
know. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was telling me stories and stuff. But yeah, they were really talented. So it's funny that I got that star from them.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Man, I
but
don't know. Yeah.
it makes sense when you have a good mentor or a good instructor that those lessons and the information that you gain go with you on to build your career. Because there's a lot of horror stories with a lot of students. They go to one school, don't like it, change schools, waste all that money, go to another school, still can't get it. Then once they pass the written and practical by the skin of their teeth, then when they get into the shop, they just not equipped to really be able to work efficiently, work with the schedule, have good cutting skills, and then it take them a few years to like get it tight. But what I wanted to know was you always gifted? Like, did you draw and things of that nature when you was younger, or did it just come to you later on?
And no, I can't. I can barely. I got terrible penmanship. but I can, but I can put your face in somebody's head, which is crazy. I don't know how I do it. I just got it. You know,
Oh,
I can't draw. I can't do none of that. Like, but in somebody's head, I can do it. You can tell me do anything, I can do it.
that's
You know,
crazy. Because I
and it's
look
gonna
at your
be
work.
and it's gonna be really clean. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
but you know, I
that's
learned a lot. I learned a lot from a lot of different barbers. You know, I've been in the barber shop from a long time. So you know,
okay. Okay. I mean, I like that because the one question I always ask people was you gifted? Like, did you draw back in the day? Did you doodle a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of barbers they'll go from barbering to tattooing to like painting, things of that nature, because their artistic methods just got to come out one way or another. So to hear that you say, one, you ain't got good penmanship, and then two, that you can't draw on paper but you could draw on a crown is fire. You know what I'm saying?
it's
Because
crazy. Like,
yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's
yeah,
crazy. So
it's
what
just blessed.
inspires you to do these top tier cuts, these tight blends, sharp lines, intricate designs, and also have patience when it comes to kid clients? I want you to answer both of those.
So it's really like a therapy for me. It's really a therapy for me. You know what I'm saying? So I like making people look good. I like making them feel good. I like them looking in the mirror. I like to see that part, and I like money. I know if I, you know what I'm saying, like
That money.
the better I do, the more money I make. You know, but and as far as the kids, you know, I know what inspires me about kids is they become long term clients. You know,
Yes,
a lot of barbers say, "Hey, look, I don't want to deal with him." I'm looking at him like, "Nah, he gonna go to college one day." You know what I'm saying? Then he gonna bring his kids, and then he gonna bring his
absolutely.
like, you know what I'm saying? Because business got to keep going.
Yeah.
So, and that's another reason I really like cutting the local community, though. You know, a lot of barbers like cutting like celebrities and all. I'm not. Don't get it twisted. I cut celebrities. I do them, but it's something about the community. Like, you know, I like cutting people because they're consistent. They have to go to work. They have to go to school. They have to show up for, you know. So, yeah, you want to cut the kids, you know.
Yep,
You know.
yep.
So
And it's funny, right? Because I feel like I'm a good person when I read people. Just their energy. I could be in the same room with you for 20, 30 minutes, and then I feel like that's the type of person that I want to get to know more, right? And then
yeah.
I reach out to barbers, want to look at their work, but first we have to meet in person, and I gotta feel your energy. And when I met you, me being a host at the Today Jig show, and just seeing the way that you was flowing while you was cutting, and just the way that you presented yourself, I said, "Nah, he's somebody that I need to figure out who he is, and get them on the podcast because I got a lot of people that want to come on. I got a lot of people that I talk to, but there's people that I really want to shine light on, and you're one of them people. And for you to say that you're really for the community, you're really for the people, and not really stuck on the I gotta cut the celebrity. I'm the same exact way. I do a lot of charity events. I do a lot of back to school events. I love cutting, just cutting. Just to show my talent and just to give back because I love when a kid get out the chair and they feel amazing that they probably didn't get to cut the whole summer, and when I put that slice on them they like, oh my god, man, I feel good.
Oh my
I'm about to
God.
go try to talk to somebody right now. So
Right.
again, my brother, these are things that I see barbers that got longevity in the game, and they're not just doing it because it's hype now. Barbering right now is trending. Everybody want to be a barber. They want to pick up a pair of clippers now, just
Correct.
because is one of the most popular trades to talk about. How do you feel about the way that the barber industry is moving now, with everybody being public with it, and they talk about how they making so much money and people getting into it. How do you feel about the industry?
They do make a lot of money. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, it is a lot of money in it. I like it. The part that I do wish the newer barbers would, I do want them to go to school because they need to learn that book.
Mm-hmm.
You make so much more money. Like, it's more than just a black spray in a line. Like, you know what I mean? The colors and sanitation and all, that's a big thing. Like, a lot of them, they skip over it. They don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I see a lot of barbers. I've been, you know what I'm saying, I've owned my own barbershops, salons. I worked in a barbershop for 10 years here at Sidney Cutts Barbershop in Douglasville. And I just seen new barbers come. They just need a job. But I seen them, you know what I'm saying? You learn your skill and yourself in the barbershop, but in school you need to learn that sanitation, color,
Yep.
like, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's fun,
Mm-hmm.
but you gotta have a love for it at the same time though, to even wanna do all that,
Yeah.
do all
So
that.
I
Yeah.
was going to ask you because you said that you like it. I was going to ask you, but do you love it?
I love it. No, I
Okay.
love it. I
And
love
and why do you love it?
barbering saved my life, man. Like, I ain't never, man. I was barbering had me. You know what made me love barbering?
Mm.
It gave me I grew up in the barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the barbershop. It taught me how to be a man. It taught me how to take care of a family. It taught me how to, you know what I'm saying, how to do business, how to do credit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I come from a single mother home, you know what I'm saying? My mom didn't make a lot, so we moved every year and all that, you know what I'm saying? So it gave me stability. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I get to make people look good. Like, you know what I mean? It it developed who I am, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Second
So
chance, huh?
do you think that because you're in a shop, you say that you're in a shop, but now is a lot of trends of suites. Like me, I'm in a suite. I left the barber shop and I got my own private space. Do you feel like we're losing the traditional barber shop? The vibe and everything because there's so many barbers going to private spaces and not being in the barber shop. And is the barber shop style lifestyle dying off?
That's a tough one right there.
You
Do
should
I
know
think
because you're in the shop.
it's not really dying off? I think the barbershop is important. But I do like the sweet thing though for social media. For
Mm-hmm.
social media, it's cool. You can create your own environment. You know what I'm saying? But me, I like the camaraderie. I tried the sweet thing. Mm-mm. I like that. I wanna come in. I wanna come in the shop and say, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen." You know what I'm saying? And talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, and have a good day. I
Yeah,
don't play music. I want to talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't. The one-on-one thing is kind of hard because every day you're not having a good day. Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Some days you might not say anything, like, or too much at all. But the rest of the barbershop picks up for that. You get what I'm saying? So it's not just on you.
yeah.
Dealing with different people. 'Cause you deal with a lot of different spirits on a day-to-day basis, right or wrong.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And it's good you say that, right? Because me, I've always been the guy in the barber shop that I'm keeping the energy going. I'm keeping the music flowing. And, I may go outside and be talking to people and just try to bring them up in the shop for the barbers that's sitting around while I'm waiting for my next client. What keeps me continuing to keep it grounded and keep me fuel is when I'm not in the suite. I'm at somebody's barbershop. chopping it up, having conversations. But when I get to the suites, before I even open my door, I'm going making my rounds. So I feel like because we got our own spaces, but I'm still checking on my neighbors, saying what's good, see how their week was, and that keeps that same shop morale that I'm used to keep me going. And then because I've always been the type of barber that when I get my client in the chair, I really want to focus on you. I want to see how you doing, how you feeling, what's going on, what you need. And I feel like a lot of my clients, they don't want to interact with everybody else. There's times that they do, but there's times that they may be going through something, want to chop it up and really want to talk, and they don't feel like it's a safe space because it may be the music may not be what they want to listen to, or the energy, or the person next to them energy's off. So I've always said that I like my sweet space, and now I've been in a suite now for a year. I've been cutting for 16 years. I've been in the barbershop for 16 years,
Mm.
and it's just that I've seen the barbershop, I've seen the suite. I like the suite more than I like the barbershop, but again, me, I go to the shops to go chop it up. But I don't believe that I'll go back to a barbershop. Me doing this now, the next
Yeah.
step is getting my own suite buildings,
Yeah.
and having that passive income. But I really don't miss the babysitting of the barbers, bro.
Mm.
You know?
That's see now for me, that's a part that I enjoy though, babysitting
Oh,
them barbers, them newer
okay.
barbers. Like, you know what I'm
Explain,
saying?
because that's okay.
It's a lot of stuff they don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how to. So a lot of with this generation has changed too. So I'm 36. How old are you?
41.
40. Okay, so you understand. So what I realized is I had some barbers working for me, and we were out old school passing out cards, hand to hand combat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I got social media presence, but they really didn't. So I said, hey, sometimes you gotta get out and just rub elbows for people. And I realized they didn't know how to walk up to people and hand them a card and say, hey, I'm doing this. This is what I do. La 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 la.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So me walking them through that made me like that gave me some type of feel good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like I said, the barbershop showed me how to be a man.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And an entrepreneur and a businessman and and all that. So I do like that part. And showing them how to like certain haircuts they just don't know. Like when they can't fix a blend, like, just helping out. Like that's the part I do enjoy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just seen some barbers go from not couldn't do a straight line to I put them in any competition. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I get
shout
that
out.
part.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have barbers like you that would like to groom the next generation of barbers, the next up and coming barber. And so when I was in my last shop, I was there for 3.5 years, and I was in a barber shop that everybody that was coming in was transitioning from barber school into being in a shop. And they wasn't even done with their hours. But once you get
Mm,
into a professional setting, you feel like I done made it. And it was never explained to them. Well, listen, you're gonna be under guidance, but you're gonna be getting lessons, you're gonna be getting taught, and because you're not licensed yet, there's somebody that's gonna oversee you. But I don't. That conversation I don't believe was ever had with them because they came into the shop and because they paying rent, they just felt like they was their own boss and they could do whatever they want. And me,
correct.
I'm from New York, so I'm a little bit standoffish until I see what you got going on. I don't like to step on nobody's toes. And once I start seeing that, you need help, I may interject a little bit, but sometimes it can come off aggressive. So I'll be like,
Yeah.
you got to know how to read people. You got to know how everybody wants to be catered to. And I can do things with my clients differently than you got to you got to have soft hands when it comes to these students. So
Correct.
it came to a point where I was like, yo, listen, I don't got time to be trying to instruct when I'm in my chair and I need to be focused on my clients because I got to focus on my clientele. And over time, I just had to learn how to, be able to do both. But then I got to the point where I was like, I don't need this no more. I'm gonna go to my own space
Yeah.
and be able to focus on me and my clients and provide for my family. But I respect people that got their own shop
Yeah.
that's taking that leadership role. And you see me, what I do is I like to be able to network with people, have conversations with people.
You do a great job. I like how you hosted it. I was checking you. I was paying attention to you too, though. You did a
Thank
great
you, my
job.
brother. I
Yeah.
definitely
So
appreciate that.
yeah.
me and my team created something called Phase of Fellowship, and this is one of the ways that we give back is that we come together quarterly to have these networking events where barbers and students could come together, have conversations, meet people that they probably only follow online, like Hawk the Barber, Marcus Harvey, Tony Banks, a whole bunch of other people come together, and we eat and we have some some food or whatever, but you're able to ask questions and really do look and learns and things of that nature. So that's one of the ways I feel like I give back is by doing that.
Yeah,
And just going to these different barber schools and meeting people like yourself and then let's be saying, what, people need to check him out because he's got something going on that you may not know of. And we just keep it growing. I meet you, then you meet somebody else, then we all come together and we have this thing. So I'm just happy to be able to be in a space where I'm going to these different events and meeting amazing people. I've been in Georgia now for 5 years and just meeting what Georgia got to offer. And there's a lot of fire barbers out here and there's a lot of trash barbers out here. And I'm happy that I'm able to find both. And a lot
yeah,
of trash ones are able to be open to constructive criticism to help them,
mhm,
like you talk about that enhancement. There's
yeah,
people that don't know how to do the enhancement properly, but they don't ask the questions. They're not. I see barber students now doing enhancements. There's no way, no reason why you need to be doing enhancements until you're about to be done with barber school. And these are the ices on the cake. Maybe when
yeah,
you hit 1,000 hours, then you should be okay. Well, now we can start looking at it a little bit. But I'm seeing these students that got 6, 7 months left
yeah.
already doing enhancement.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
Yeah.
yeah, man. So let's talk about this Walmart barber tobacco that people talk about. That Walmart barbers is trash, and your shop is in a Walmart. Explain, why is it in a Walmart? How did you get into a Walmart, and why did you choose a Walmart?
So I was in business with some people. We had to part ways. I own some salons, so we had to part ways. So I'm actually renting a booth right now.
Okay.
So inside of Walmart, but what I seen, Walmart had traffic. Walmart got a lot of traffic. I walked in there one day and I sat in there and I saw about 1,000 people walk in one day.
Uh huh.
So volume. So everybody has slow days, right? There's no slow days in Walmart. Not if you're
Hmm.
who you are. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny you say that though. I see people walk past all the time and they look back. They look over there like they actually cutting hair in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they see them haircuts coming out of there too though. You get
Hmm.
what I'm saying? I got people hanging out at Walmart now.
Walmart, the new club for you, huh?
We got people hanging. I got a good team of barber, man. Loud Cuts. You gotta check him out. Yeah, he's a good barber too though. Really good. You
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Uh,
Um.
yeah.
So Walmart is popping in Douglasville.
Yeah.
You and I do believe that, but I've seen like there's a Walmart that's by me, and I see the barber that was there. He ain't there no more, but I've seen him a few times. I seen him walk around handing out cards to people in there, and then he gave me a card, but his pitch wasn't there. And I asked him a question one time just to fill him out. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, he's not good at talking to people. And that, like you were saying about the barbers in your shop not comfortable or not knowing how to speak, just giving a person a card. That is one of the things that's hurting people now. That's hurting professionals now, that they don't know how to spark up a conversation. I do something called the 50 card challenge, where you got to create a conversation every day with 50 people to continue to grow your clientele. And
Right.
when I be telling barbers this, they be like, "Yo, first of all, ain't nobody handing out business cards no more. I got social media. I don't need to talk to nobody. I got a following online." And then I'd be like, okay, well, eventually, if you're not consistent with posting and doing things and showing your talent, you will dwindle from getting people that's following you for haircuts or just following you for whatever trend you're making. I hand out cards every single day, and me relocating from New York to Georgia, I know how to create a clientele. I know how to keep a clientele. I moved from a
Right.
barbershop to a suite. People don't talk about when you relocate. It don't even like you be going from shop to shop. You will lose clientele, and you got to always continue to build. So when you saying that you will cut kids because kids become adults, adults have children, a lot of barbers is shooting themselves in the foot by not having that same idea, not having that same mindset. I don't
Yeah.
cut kids. So you have a father and a son, and the father may go to you, but the son don't, because you don't want to cut the kid. Then the father may eventually say, you know what, the guy that's cutting my kid, I'm gonna just start going to him. Now you lose him, and you wondering why is he Craig in a minute? You ain't see Craig because you can't cut his son.
And you picked a profession that you have to have people skills, my brother and sisters. Point blank, like
Yes.
get you some skills, work on it.
But that's one thing that people don't have nowadays. You know, since the pandemic, a lot of people became very antisocial. You know, they're more into their cell phones now than really lifting their head up and talking to people. And I believe that there's people that come into this industry and they in it for a couple months to like a couple years, and they feel like this not theirs, and they gonna go work at a fast food or try to do trucking or something that they don't gotta be around people. Like working inside of a warehouse where you're just gonna be doing your own thing, and then they like, but the pay is never what they really want. You're not gonna get fifty
Yeah,
dollars an hour working at the warehouse, or sixty
yeah,
dollars an hour, or $60 for 30 minutes.
yeah,
When you could be your own boss, making your own money and doing
yeah.
your own thing. But you got to be consistent, and you gotta want to service people. Like you said, this is
Right. Barbering is for the
a
brave
industry.
only.
So you've been in the game for a long time. What keeps you fueled? What gives you the energy to wake up every single day, go to the shop, and get your cut on?
My kids, my family.
Mm.
It, it make me want to go harder, make more
Okay,
money so I can support them. And let them see that I'm doing something positive. Service in the community. They pick up on that type of stuff, and they get to keep going. You
that's
know,
a fact. How many kids you got, and what's the ages?
two. I got a 12-year-old and 8-year-old.
Okay, you got two boys. You got a boy and girl. What you got?
A boy and a girl.
Okay, and do either one of them show any interest in barbering?
They be around it so much. I mean, I don't know. My son plays soccer. He a soccer player right now. My daughter,
Okay.
she a TikTok star. So you know what I'm saying? We don't know yet. It's
But
later.
again, those two things go hand in hand later on. Your
Yeah, yeah. I
son
mean,
playing sports,
you gotta
schoolwork.
learn that though. That come. I mean, you're gonna be a barber before you leave the house. Like I said, that's point blank. So
And the reason why I asked is I got an 18-year-old and a 13-year-old, and they was in the barber shop with me since they was born. You know, one, I ain't got no babysitter, so I'm picking them up from school. They're gonna be in the barber shop. I'm screaming at them, sit down, be quiet. But
yeah,
it was just that I know that they seen daddy work, they seen daddy make money, they seen daddy do things that got them the sneakers, got them the clothes, got them the food. For a long time, I didn't want neither one of my sons to become barbers because I felt like barbering took up so much of my time from
mm,
not going to birthday parties, baby showers, barbecues, always being a slave to the shop, always being a slave to the client until I started doing bookings, just appointments
yeah,
that you had to be there because you didn't want to miss nobody. I was the first barber to
correct.
open up. I was the last barber to leave until I created the structure of doing appointments. So I didn't want them to learn, but now both of them got their own sets of clippers. They both got their own mannequins, and if they ever want to practice or ask questions, I'm always here. And I'm saying, well, we could practice in the crib, and you could bring some of your friends over, and I'll teach you the step by step method of fading, and this is something that's going to be able to sustain your lifestyle. Because the reason why I got into barbering was that my mom's passed away, and when she passed away, she had left me and my brother some life insurance money. And me
Mm,
grieving and me getting a whole bunch of money, I'm just out here spending money, taking care of people, eating every day. But that was just me grieving. I said, you know what? But now the
I'm sorry
money
to hear
done
that too.
ran out. You done bought the jewelry, you done bought the car, you done had a great time, but now the money ran out. And now you're like, how can I sustain the lifestyle that I just was living for
Yeah.
these 2 3 years? And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, I don't want to really work for nobody all day long. Barbering has always been something in the back of my mind. And I say, you know what? I'm a jump on it. Cause back in the day, you shape yourself up, you give yourself a cut or whatever, you cut some of your friends, but I didn't take it serious until in my early 20s. Now,
Correct.
at 16 years later, I've been able to travel the country, going to different hair shows, meeting amazing barbers, going to these different barber battles, hosting barber battles, interviewing people, and sustaining a great lifestyle from behind a chair to having my own structure, being my own
Yeah.
boss. And it's just so these are the things that I'm trying to instill into to my kids now. That you could be your own boss, you could work for somebody. But the one thing I tell anybody before you become your own boss, you have to get structure of working a 9 to 5. Have you had the pattern of working odd jobs or 9 to 5 jobs where you could get that system of being on time, being
Correct.
consistent, but before you got into your own space?
I have. Well, yeah. I started about in 2021, like in a barbershop. So before that, I had like 9 jobs. I was quitting every week.
What kind of jobs you had, bro? Let me know.
I worked at White Castle, McDonald's, at home. It used to be Garden Ridge back in the day. I worked in a nursing home. I worked in a pizza spot. I worked in all, a bunch of different places. But yeah, that did teach me how to sit still. But you know what actually taught me how to sit still? I used to work in a flea market in Paran. It was US1 Discount Mall in Paran, Miami, Florida.
Uh-huh.
So we literally had, it was so many barbershops in this one place, like inside this one building.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to stand outside and literally say, "Hey, you need a cut. Hey, you need a cut. Hey, you need a cut." You get cussed out and everything.
Yeah.
No, I don't want no cut. You know how that go. But that showed me how to hustle though, right there
Uh-huh.
though. So when I came to Georgia, this was easy. Everybody got money. Everybody fresh and shit. Like it's like, hey, you want a haircut? They like, yeah, I want a haircut. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was easy standing out, passing out cards. Back to what you were saying though, that passing out, that was nothing for me. Like, that worked
Yeah.
for me though.
You know what's so funny is that I don't like me. I come from New York, where it's a fast-paced city, and you got that barber that's gonna stand outside and be like, "Yeah, you need to cut, you need to cut, you need to cut," and then you got the other barbers inside mad that he outside trying to pull somebody in. And I haven't seen that in Georgia. Maybe because I'm in the suburbs now, and everybody was just waiting for somebody to walk in. But I'm outside, again, I'm putting flyers on cars, I'm talking to people, I'm waiting for the person to come out of Domino's because I see them just parked up and I see they need a haircut. And I don't see that barber standing outside waiting for somebody to pass by. I just see everybody waiting inside on their phone and they may look up when the door open.
Mm,
Do you feel the same way? Do you see that going on?
I do. I do. I do. I do. I do.
The
me
game been changed,
personally,
bro.
me personally, I will meet you at the door. What's going
Uh-huh.
on, sir? How are you? Welcome. I like
Now,
those shoes. What's up? Who you looking for? You waiting on somebody in particular?
talk
You
about
know,
it.
yeah, those type of things. Yeah, that's me all day. You know.
Now you just written a space now, but do you still feel like you're taking on the owner manager role because you come from owning a space to now renting a space?
Of course, we all do. That's how we make our. This is where I make my money. So it needs to be clean. Customers need to be treated right. Yeah, yeah, of course.
Now you do know
Yeah.
that there's barbers that don't do that though. There's barbers that feel like I'm paying for this space right here. I'm only gonna focus on mine. I'm not sweeping everybody. I'm not gonna make sure the windows are clean. I'm not gonna make sure that the bathroom is clean. I'm gonna just make sure that I come into my space when I'm supposed to be there. Cut my clients. I'm not even gonna talk to nobody else's clients. I don't care about their clients. I only care about mine.
Mm. No, that's not me. I'm definitely for the barbershop. I see. She said how to different. You mind if I answer that question?
Right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't. I just do me.
Uh,
I do my program that I'm used. I've been running for a long time, and it works for me. So I don't I don't act like I'm different from no other barber. Hey, I'm renting space just like they renting spaces. You know, if I can help them, and if I need help with something, it is what it is.
Salute to that. So around this time, I like to get into my barber questions. It's 5 rapid questions that I like to ask just to
Okay.
get the guest perspective. Right. The first question I got for you is, what is your top 5 clipper companies?
Top five.
Yep.
I don't know. Right now, Babyliss got him. They working right now. I ain't gonna lie. I got those. I just bought some of those. The Time 86s. I don't know if you know.
The 245s.
Yeah, Tune 45 or whatever it is. I love them to death.
Basio, that's right. Okay,
Then I'm
that's a good
then I'm
one.
gonna go then I'm gonna go wall.
Okay,
I got a lot of clients. I have to sometimes I have to cut time. You know what I'm saying? I do 35 minutes for an adult haircut.
uh huh,
But we all know how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you get behind. Sometimes, clients are late. Sometimes you're late.
yep.
If you want speed, walls. I can cut it out the fastest with the most efficient skill. So then I'm gonna Andes. Can't get rid of the masters.
I
Love
see
the
you cutting with
masters.
masters. I'm like, you still using masters?
Yeah,
Corded.
yeah, you can't get rid of those. No, no, not cordless. No. Well, I probably had some on my Instagram. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you
Maybe, I
using
don't know.
corded masters?
No, 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 cordless.
I was about to say. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. I ain't got nothing cordless. No cords. No more. I can't do no cords. I only got time. I got too many clients. I ain't got time to be trying to throw it around. I can't do all that. Then I'm gonna go. Let's see. I said. Then I'm gonna go JBL. I like JBL, and then I like
JRL.
JR. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm thinking about. I
You
gotta
still want
buy
to
what?
speak? Yeah, you
Yeah, I
good?
gotta I gotta buy a surround sound system. I'm tripping. Then I'm gonna go. That's all I really use though.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Have you seen the new joints like Coco's that's out? You got the T-pop that's out. You got like a clipper called Clippers that's out. There's some new brands out there.
I
A
haven't
new
tried
brand
any
that's
of
out right
those.
now is the Unknown Pro Barber. The Unknown Pro brand is out right now. These is
How,
pretty fire.
how you like the? What do you compare them to?
I compared these to my VGRs. Where my VGRs at? These is compared to the VGRs.
Okay, okay,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? They are both
The
quiet.
gammas, yeah.
Uh, not not Gamma, but they close to VGR. They close to the VGR, close to the Instinct as far as the low decibel, the low vibration, the precision cutting. They got the clicking systems on it. These is just have the price. You could get the clipper and trimmer whole kit for less than $300, and it come with a
Mm,
cordless airbrush gun, a whole bunch of combs, brushes. So for a beginning barber, for somebody that's just starting out and want to get a whole kit, you can get everything for less than 300. But they also good for kids. They don't get hot. So they get hot, but they don't get hot super quick. Like you could use them for a good 20 minutes straight, and the blade is not going to get hot. And I use them on my wife, and she don't
mm,
complain, and she complain about every goddamn thing. So this is
mm.
fine. Yeah. So the unknown.
So I got a question for you. When you say get hot, so do you turn your clippers off every time you take it off the head?
No.
All right, so we figured something out. Me and this barber name he called Simha the barber.
Uh huh.
We worked together for years. When you take the clipper off the head, literally just turn them off.
Yeah, but so then you create more wear and tear of that off and on,
Yeah,
right?
but I
So
mean,
I
you
mean,
talking about you talking about 2-3 years though. Like 2-3 years, switch out a button. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's
But
not. It's
these
not.
These may
Oh
be hard
yeah.
to get them fixed. So, I
Oh
get that
yeah.
part. Like back in the day when we had the corded T outliners, where you're not using you click, 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 but then you're gonna get that wear and tear.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be swapping out. So yeah, you would save as far as the blaze getting hot, you would save it by cutting off and on. What I do is I just hit it with my 5-in-1 or my 7-in-1 spray, and I'll cool it off. But what they should be making, which I did see a barber make, he had
Mm.
he had a cooling box that had fans. So when he wasn't using his clipper, he got a system that it keeps the blade cool, and you take it out, and then you're able to use it again. So
Okay.
this is things that we see out there. But again, the off and on thing does work because the friction that's going back and forth.
Yeah.
Making
The
sure that
metal.
your clipper and trimmer is well oiled is another key component.
Yeah.
The good thing about these trimmers though is you can take the blade off.
Yeah.
So
Oh damn, that is dope.
if you and then these blades are only like $25 to $30, and you buy it online, just like Andis, they got a few out there too that take the blade come off. So
Hmm.
if you was able to take that blade off and put another blade on and keep going,
Mm.
these drinks last damn near all day. So that's
Mm.
another method also. So there's just numerous ways that, because I got the Murano blade, and that Murano blade on my teapot that blade hit crazy, but that shit get hot in 2 seconds, bro.
Mm. Yeah,
So I
yeah,
got the
do
Murano
yeah,
blade, and it's super sharp, but I got it on these babblers, and
yeah.
these 3-4 minutes tops, and they
And it's
go
hot.
fire.
Mm.
So you said what?
So what do you use those for?
These are these are my finishers. So I'll do everything else with either the unknown or with my boost or with a pair of my Andrews trimmers, and
Mm.
then right when I'm about to be finished and everything is done, and I just want to tweak it a little bit, I'm gonna pull out the Ginsu and I'm gonna just do my edge up one more time for about 30 seconds, just tap tap tap, and then these is gonna be the things that I'm gonna finish off the enhancement. Just making sure that there's no loose hairs anywhere, and then I'm good. But I would love to use these throughout the whole cut because I'll be able to get done with the whole edge up faster. But
Mm.
it just ain't it. And I see my boy Bobby on. He said the unknown trimmer is a solid hitter. The clippers are dope. Also, yeah, he modified his trimmer, and I seen him in person cutting like a Ginsu with them joints. So he's
Mm.
another barber that got these joints. So
Mm.
yeah,
I gotta, what do they call? You gotta send me those when we get out. DM me those.
yeah.
I gotta check them out.
I also got a promo code, so you could buy them and you get a discount on the shipping and a couple dollars off the actual clipper and trimmer itself. So I'll definitely send it to you. But I spoke to these people. There's some powerful people that's behind them, and they wasn't playing when it came to getting the clipper and trimmer right. So they fire.
Mm. That's it. That's
Yep.
it.
So back to the questions. Does being licensed matter and why?
Being licensed does matter because you don't want to find.
No, it's not. That's a great goddamn answer.
Point blank. You want to pay that 500 in Georgia? You can.
Yes,
Because when
that's
they
a
come in
fact.
there, you don't want to be embarrassed and running out of there when the people come. You know, when state board come, you know how it go. Like
Listen.
it just, I didn't got fined before, and that's what made me get on the apprentice program. That's how I finished. Uh, yeah, it's embarrassing. You got to
Listen,
stay
I've
there.
been fined one time since I've been a barber, and it was because they came into the barber shop and I left 3 clipper guards on my station that I didn't clean off before I left. But
Mm,
because I come to the barber shop late, state board closes at 5 o'clock. I don't get to the barber shop till 5 o'clock. So my whole time in a barber shop, not licensed, early 2010,
yeah,
um, I've never been fined because by the time they get there or they do their rounds, I'm not there yet. But I've seen other barbers I've seen barbers running, hear about them running, or they sitting inside a chair but they got the barber jacket on, sitting inside of a chair like they're a client waiting to get service, stuff like that.
yeah,
And me coming from New York, a lot of barbers don't got no license and they still in the shop. They've been cutting for 20, 30 years without no license
yeah. Of course,
or
yeah.
or because like a felony or child support, like you can't be licensed in New York if you got a domestic violence case, if you got a felony, or if you got child support arrears. So those are just things that's hindering guys to get their license in New York. But there's ways to
And I
get
feel like
around it.
that's unfair too, though. It's like how you gonna pay your child support if you don't, if you ain't got
Well,
no,
that's the
you
system,
can't
bro. They
work.
don't want you to work. They don't want
Yeah,
you to work, so you can't provide for your family. You know what I'm saying? We could get into the whole 1970s
yeah.
kicking
We
them
can get
down the
into
house and
yeah,
get
yeah.
food stamp shit, but that's the system, right? So again, us men, we got to make sure that we take care of our responsibilities, even if it's you paying child support and paying other things on the kid, but they, there's situations that everybody's situation is different, but
I know
there's
barbers.
ways to get
I know
around it.
barbers that are really popular that ain't got a license, but they made it. Like you get what I'm saying? We see them all the
Yep,
time. But
yep.
I
It
mean,
is.
my only thing is make sure you don't want to get fined. You can't pay. Everybody don't want to pay $500. You know what I'm saying? Like
And that's just
that's
the
my
first fine. They go up after that.
yeah. Go on. Well, I got fined twice. So I got fined one time for not having a license when I was younger.
Uh huh.
Then and then I was being irresponsible. I didn't renew. You know, how you got to renew your license. So I didn't renew. It was like the beginning of the year. They came in. So I'm not even thinking about it. I'm talking to the lady. I'm like, yeah, yeah, what's up? Everything cool. Not even thinking about I didn't renew my license.
Uh huh.
She said, yeah, let me see your license. I'm like, yeah, yeah. She's like, oh, well, yeah, you didn't renew it. I'm like, okay, well, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm really talking to her because there was another couple barbers that wasn't licensed.
Oh yeah.
So
So
I'm
he was
really,
trying to
yeah,
be a decoy.
yeah, I was decoy. I got $500 fine and they didn't get fined.
Crazy. It happens. It happens. You know, you try to play the nice guy because nobody else got it. So hopefully she'll come in there and just talk to me, see my paperwork is right, and then she'll keep it moving. But
She ain't
nah.
even, she ain't find them. She find me.
All they gotta do is find one person and then kick rocks and they did their job for the day.
Yeah,
So, but yeah. So third question is: does having a social media presence convert into gaining a clientele?
definitely,
How?
definitely. Well, the world is on social media now.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy access to people. You can go on there and see who you want to see. You can DM people. You can the more views and likes you get, the more clients you get. Like you know what I'm saying. You can translate them, tell them put it in. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Now the reason why I asked is I got one of my first clients last week over TikTok, and I don't even post on TikTok like that.
Mm,
But I feel like I've never really been that barber that create a flow from social media. I'm out there talking to the people outside, handing out flyers. I'm like really good on Google, things of that nature. But I really probably have maybe 6 or 7 clients since I've been on social media for the past
seriously,
over 10 years. Yeah, like people,
mm.
like it's word of mouth. It's people telling people about me. I do get a good following with it, but I've never been that over 3,000, like 4,000 followers because I just be like, whatever. I'm not
I
consistent
was
enough
looking at.
when it comes to that.
I was looking at your page. Well, you promote. You don't really promote barbering, though. I mean, you do promote barbering.
But not
You
myself.
like yourself. Like it's my other people. Like you know what I'm saying,
But
which is cool though. That's your lane though. I
yeah,
like
but
it. Like you know what I'm saying.
that's my podcast page. If you look at my Terror the Barber page, which is
Okay.
me. And then I have a page that I created for just my suite, which is cuts and services, which
Mm,
I don't put that many things on there because I'm focused on a podcast. But I've been instructed you got to do the before and afters because people want to see the transformation. Then you got to
yeah.
show your work. And I'm like, listen, one, I never want to show my clients looking bad, so I don't like to do the befores. Um, and I don't even got time to do the afters because I'm most of the time I do a 30-minute hour slot, and I'm like out the chair, next person in. So I don't be having no time to take photos or videos. It's rare. Like back in the day, like when I was in New York, I had time, but Georgia, with traffic, these things that I'm not used to. I just feel like I'm always getting that next client in until I'm out of here at 10 o'clock. That I don't be having no time to create no content.
I feel you on that. So what I did was I stopped posting so many haircuts. I'm a funny guy. I'm actually funny. I'm really
Yeah,
kind of like chill right now. But I start filming that type of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm really getting ready to, I'm about to turn my pages from a barber page to the life of a barber.
okay.
Because content make money now. Like, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So now it's like I see, and I've been making money from Facebook and, from the, the videos. And I'm like, damn, I can make money like this. But they like to hear me talk. They like to see me be funny, whatever I'm doing, comedian or whether it's positive information or anything, but they want to see content. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's like I'm getting away from the just posting a haircut, before after, like you know what I'm saying? I'm walking people through the whole before and after. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go through a conversation and what I really think about this haircut, what I think about this person, what this person
yeah,
thinks about me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
me getting up in the morning. I'm changing. I'm switching everything up. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like people need to see more the life of a barber. You get what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
nobody know Mr. Earl how he owned that barber shop and everything and the whole plaza. Yeah, they don't know how that really goes. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
We're one of the industries that people kind of look down on. He's just a barber. They don't know what's really going on. They don't know how they don't know. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So
And it's a
how we
good thing
have.
you say that because I did see on your page, I had a few notes, but some of the things that stood out to me was the trending videos or the video topics like cutting a celebrity barber when around Thanksgiving time. You was trying to get the work done, homeboy doing everything else except for sitting still and letting them get the cut done. The customers phone acted up when it's time to pay, or the Wi-Fi
Yeah.
not working, shit. That shit is one of the things I hate. Why you just get paid before you get up in the building? And I like
Mm.
your voiceovers, like when like the kid you did, I think it was I think it was a skin fade. No, it was a skin taper. A homeboy came and you picked it out, and then I think you boxed it, and then you gave him the fire blend. But the voiceover is what gravitated me to the video because he didn't want to get the cut, and then his whole the way that he was acting afterwards. But after the cut, you could tell that his confidence was up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. See,
So.
that's the part I enjoy too, though.
Mhm. I like those. I like those in a cheap client video. That shit had me dying.
That's
Cause
funny.
there's clients like that and every on sitting in everybody's chair. So definitely I do see you moving more towards the transformations to more of the trending topics. Again, these are topics that we talk about that we may have conversations among ourselves, and now you got other people that's not even in the industry talking about it, like barbers charging too much, or why you got to be doing this and that. But yet we are the ones that see it firsthand, and we should be speaking about it more than what somebody that doesn't really have a good perspective on it
Yeah,
should be
they don't
talking
have
about.
a real perspective.
Yep,
That's
yep.
true.
Fact. My fourth question for you was, where do you see the game in 5 years?
Mm, Tell you the truth, I don't know, man. It changed so much. I'm not. I'm just gonna go with the flow. Uh, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. That's a
Okay.
hard question. I really don't know where this barber game is going. I seen it change a lot. I seen it go from the streets to the internet. So, and I seen people decide they wanted to be barbers today, and they became barbers today. Like you say, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't even lie to you. I don't know.
So the this is not in my barber questions, but to piggyback off of that is do you attend hair shows, and what hair shows have you been to in the past 5 years?
I haven't been to any. This was the first one, the one I
Okay.
seen you at. I haven't been
Oh,
to any in like 5 years because I had a family. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't in. I kind of got out of it. How you start feeling like you kind of getting too old to be doing the competitions and doing all that type of stuff. But me coming back to this one that I seen you at, that inspired, it sparked something back in me. So I can't wait for the next one.
that's
But
amazing.
yeah,
That's great because I go to all of the hair shows from all the different states. I was just in Jersey Sunday and Monday. That was fire, totally different. I'm about to go to Tennessee next Sunday. Then we got the CT Barber Expo. Then we got Mississippi. We got I'm on a 14 I'm on a 14 show tour right now, traveling from here to the West Coast to up north, going to see these different shows that I normally don't go to and the ones that I normally go to every year. And
hmm
these are the things that keep me fueled, seeing what's going on in the industry, what new gadgets, new things is coming up, from the S&P got real big in the past 5 years. Hair unit's been big for the past 10 years. Cordless clippers and stuff been big, and now a lot of influencers like 360 GZ, the 245 Chris Bosio clipper is getting, these are barbers that know that they got a following and they know that there need to be improvements and they're a part of that. So seeing all of the things that we're missing, like the G&B Pro bags, which is
mm,
the mobile barber bags that a lot of barbers that doing competitions and things of that nature is purchasing, and that again is a barber that seen something that we was missing. So I believe that a lot of times these hair shows spark an idea in that next barber that sees something that's missing. I got something new that just came out, which is the next gen finger brush. It's a dude from the
mm.
West Coast that created the brush where when you fade in, a lot of times you may drop the
That's
brush or you
hard.
fade
Hey,
down.
that's hard though. I
This
like that.
this is something new, but it's something, and he's not even a barber.
Yeah,
He
that's hard.
just had an idea. So I've been using this for the past like 2 weeks, and this right here that costs $10 is something that can make you $1 million, and it probably
hmm
costs 10 cents to make, right? So it's just I believe that going to different hair shows, seeing something that's missing in the industry will create the next millionaire, billionaire in the industry because it's needed. And there's so many things that I may have. Bobby Harris that's on here, got his own product line, and I purchased a whole bunch of things from him. From cordless airbrushes, guns like my brother Yusef that got the no clog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See that
yeah,
different something that's needed. He's a
yeah,
he's a barber and now making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of it. So going to hair shows, I believe, is very vital to
yeah,
what's next. The first black chromosome spray made by black people, which was the black ice.
yeah.
Um, and that stemmed from that to now we got the Tressa, we got the Temptation by Kiss, and now we got the liquid airbrush dye like from like Romaine. So again, there's
Yeah,
people that are going to a hair show, seeing what's needed and creating it. So
that's true.
the fact that you saying that you're going to that hair, last hair show,
Yeah, because
you
I want to get some
inspired.
products of my own too, though. That's so yeah. So that kind of inspired me. Like I'm working on some stuff too now.
Okay,
So
that's good. Good.
especially with these WalMarts, Walmart's it's a gold mine.
Mm,
So yeah, it's really a gold mine. I ain't gonna lie, I never seen nothing like it. It really
okay,
changed my whole. It changed my whole thought process within the last 6 months. So yeah,
that's good.
I'm working on. So that's why I am gonna start engaging with you guys a lot more. Just going to the show, showing up, just seeing what's going on. Being and trying to be a part of.
That's a fact.
Because yeah,
There's space in Georgia. There's a lot of things that we got going on out here, but we doing a bunch of more. Like we doing showcasing out here. We doing barber battles out here. The next one is going to be with Tony Banks. She's doing a barber battle in October called the Barber Illustrated Halloween event that she do almost every year. And we
I
just
want
gonna
to try to
have
be a part of that too.
Oh yeah, listen,
I
bro.
gotta try to.
That one is where again it's really the same barbers that's really coming out to a lot of these events. The last battle that we just went to on Saturday, Sunday, $20,000 worth of checks and trophies. If you check my Instagram, you'll see it. I mean, they was giving out $3,000 for first place, $1,500 for second place, $500 for third place. You had barbers that was in every single category, win, lose, or
Yeah,
draw. And it was only $100 to get in. So they was like, "Yo, I can invest $100 to get into that battle. $100. I spent $300. I could get 3,000, or I could get 9,000 if I come in first place. All three. It's just one of those things. So lock in, people, to what's going on. Lock into what's going on. And the final question I got for you for the barber questions is, what kind of barber are you?
I'm a local barber, man. I'm a pillar to the community. I'm a. That's who I am. I'm in the community, man. I'm the barber that you're gonna see at the store. That's probably gonna give you another card because I gave you one last week. And I'm, you know what I'm saying, and I'm on social media. The fun barber.
That's
That's
what's up.
it.
Chris, what up, my boy? B Crispy's in the building. You know B Crispy, right?
Yeah, I be seeing him. I see him online. I don't know him, but I see him online. I see his stuff. I follow him.
Salute, salute, salute. Yeah,
He
man.
got
So
some. He got some
this
good info.
Oh yeah. If you're not in his group that he has on social media, definitely get on that because he dropped gems every single day, dropping a whole bunch of content, dropping a whole bunch of ideas and things that we need to just focus on. So being a part of his group on IG is very vital, and it's just amazing. Like there's a bunch of people that came in and out that dropped a couple gems, like Bobby Harris. You know what I'm saying? My brother Clay Scopes in here. There's amazing barbers in here that's gonna see who Chris Cole is. And they just gonna be following and paying attention because boy, you cold when I say you're cold, boy, you're cold, my brother. You cold.
I appreciate that.
So listen, man. But before we get up out of here, is there anything that I didn't ask? Is there anything that you want to tell the people out there that I may have missed?
Just keep going, man. That's it. That's all I want to say. Just keep going. Keep grinding. Grind, and save your money, man. A lot of barbers don't put their money up. A lot of barbers don't. They don't invest. A lot of barbers don't. They don't have. They don't get health insurance. They don't get life insurance. Like, just stay on that type of stuff. Stay grounded. Pay attention.
Appreciate that. And before I get you out of here, because there was a lot of controversy with you and your teammate when it was the braid and fade category, and y'all didn't win. And I wanted to know what was your overall perspective of the battle. What was your overall critique on the other barbers and their quality of work? And do you think
Um.
y'all should have won?
All right. So what I didn't know about they said it was like an overall uh display of the client.
Like theme,
So the
like
thing,
theme,
right?
right?
Theme. I didn't know it was a theme thing. I didn't see that on the thing, but I think I should have won. But we all think we should have won. But they were some good barbers though. Good stylists and barbers. I like the braids. I like the haircuts. Personally, I think I should have won, but I ain't. It is what it is. I'll be back.
Listen,
Now I know.
That's the main thing I seen was I seen your cut. I got your cut on camera. I looked at your cut. I looked at Duba the cutter. I looked at a lot of other barbers, and then Duba did two. He did two
Yeah,
people
I
at
seen
one
that.
time. Ice, who won first place, she did the braids and the haircut.
Yeah,
Um, and there was other people that was in there. All y'all was slicing, right? There was some
yeah,
blends that was better than others. So you may get a little bit more points on the blend, but less points on the braids because if the line is not symmetric, if it's not straight, if it's
yeah.
like every braid is not even. So
Well,
those things I seen.
well, the people that I talked to, a lot of the judges, they stopped me like walking out, and they were saying, "Hey, it was his outfit. Hey, it was
It's
his
a fact.
outfit." Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh damn. I wasn't expecting just not to play. So I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh damn, because like I said, this is the first time I ever lost in anything. Like I never not placed. Like you know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So it's just funny, like to see. It's cool though.
Well,
We'll be back.
just
I
leaving
am a
that trip.
competitor though. I'm a competitor, so I will be back.
That's good. That's what I want to hear. Cause
Yeah,
I seen your teammate on Sunday Monday because she was
yeah,
working with a pure, so she didn't get in the fade and braid category because she was working with the sponsors. And I was like, oh, what happened? Why you ain't getting the battle? She said, well, they wouldn't let me. And I was like, all right, cool. So we're gonna see you next year because I
yeah.
want to hear you talking crazy. She was like, nah, it's all love. I said, blah blah blah. I was like, yo, listen,
Hey,
y'all
she
did
really talented
amazing.
though. She really
Yeah, of
talented though.
course. I've been
Uh,
following her. I think I paid. So I met her, if I'm not mistaken. She was at the barber school, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere that I met her. I've seen her work. I've been following her, so I knew the competitors that was going to be on stage was all going to be top tier. You had people that flew in, drove in from 10, 12 hours away to compete
yeah,
in that. So and then the ones that been practicing the whole, like, there's people that take the braids out and draw the fade, and of course they wanted your model to come halfway done already so that it wouldn't be too much time taken to get it right, because braids take a long time, a fade may take you a long time. Most people getting, they nervous because they got a bunch of people watching them. It's a whole different energy when you got music playing and people walking around and bumping you and all type of crazy stuff. So
yeah.
but now so next year I want to see you in three categories. I want to see you in the fastest fade, I want to see
I can
you
do
in
that.
Brazen Fade, and I want to see you
Yeah.
in a design battle.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm
Uh,
ready for. I'm ready for. I want all the smoke,
and
like
then
all of
October
it.
coming, and Tony Banks is doing a barber battle because we running it back anyway. So
Hmm.
we running it back in October. So you just get ready. So now you know what it consists of. And if you look on Tony Banks' page, her last barber battle and for Halloween, you see that they had Jeff to the left. He had a dude that was a fireman that was on fire, smoking everything coming out. To dudes be coming in with motors, like they go crazy, bro. So your
I
creativity
gotta see. I gotta
got
go back. I gotta go look back. I gotta see. I gotta go look back. Now I'm ready. I'm ready.
yes,
I'll be
sir.
ready.
So listen, man, I definitely appreciate you for taking the time out today to tell the people who you are, what you do, and why you do it, and letting people know that there are fire barbers in a Walmart barbershop. And you're
For real.
top
Yeah.
tier, my brother. So listen, we
Yeah.
got things going on. We definitely want to see you soon. We definitely gonna bring you back on. I want to do a panel of all of the competitors that's been in these barber battles, that's getting back into the barber game to really see, because there's a lot of black barbers doing it, but a lot of black barbers is not placing, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
Hispanic barbers that's really taking over the culture when it comes to this battle game. So I love to have these conversations because of one, like you said, there's times that a barber may not know what the what's really being asked when it comes to these competitions. Total look, overall style, blend, technique. All of those things are scored, and then that's how you go from a first place winner to not placing at all. So we didn't want to
Right.
have these conversations. So, but before we get up out of here, do you want to tell people where they can find you at, where they can check out your stuff at? Let
Yeah, you can
let them
find me
know.
on TikTok, Chris Code 23. Same thing on Instagram, Chris Code 23. I'm in Douglasville at Blended Studios inside the Walmart, on Concourse Parkway. And I'm Chris Cole. You can holler at me.
That boy, the coldest, man. Listen, I go by the name of Terry the Barber. This is the Razor Sharp Podcast Live Experience. We come to you guys every single Tuesday to bring very talented, interesting people for you to know who they are, what they do, and why they do it. And we will see you guys next week. You dig? And we
All
out.
right. Right on. I
Peace.
appreciate you.
Appreciate you, my brother. Take it easy.
You too.